So this is little Bingo here. She is a bare-nosed wombat. Let me just get into a bit of spot. Hey, miss. Not even interested. Love scratches, obviously. Alrighty. So Bingo, she is a bare-nosed wombat. She's come to us through our rescue service after her mum was unfortunately hit by a car. So she was orphaned. Now she didn't come straight to us. She actually went to a carer first. We tend to send our young wombats to a carer so that they can actually get used to being around humans. Obviously here we do a lot of handling, they do get fed a lot, and we have different smell as well, so we actually like them to go to a carer first to sort of get used to all that sort of different things. So she's gone to the carer and then she's come to us. So this girl, she's about 13 months old, so she is quite young. She's currently still bottle fed milk, and she is also fed a supplement diet. So she'll continue to grow until she's around 3 years old. She still has quite a way to grow. So she'll probably get to about just under a metre long and probably around 25 to 35 kilos in weight. What's going on? Cut. Cut.
So she had to stay with the
Yes, because she's been hand raised, that's why she's had to stay here. But fortunately for us, even though we do hand raise the wombats here, they do go back out to the wild. So part of a wombat's normal behaviour is once they reach around 2 years old, they start to, become a bit more mature, and they actually become really aggressive towards their parents. Oh, their mother, I should say, not their parents. The dad's not involved. So they'll become really aggressive towards the mum. They'll actually bite around her rump area, her back legs, really, really aggressive. And she'll sort of grow tired of this and actually send her, drive them away from the burrow. Now, if they are aggressive enough, they will actually drive their mothers away from the burrow and they'll claim it for themselves, which is pretty cheeky. But it is because of this normal behaviour, this natural behaviour, that we do get to release them to the wild. So what happens here, they come to us, they're quite young, they're hand raised, they start to view us as mum, they get really used to our smell, they really want to be around us, they like to be socialised from a young age. But as they sort of approach that 2-year-old mark, they do start to become first off cheeky, where they start to nibble at our boots, and then it'll become biting of the legs, and then it will progress to actual aggression, where they're trying to drive us out of the enclosure. They're actually trying to get us away. They don't want to be around us anymore. So this is exactly what we do want to see. We do want to see that behaviour, even though it's a bit sad when you've got this beautiful wombat that you've known and then they start to become really aggressive. It is a good thing. So what happens once they reach that sort of level of aggression, we will then go through the process of releasing them. So what we do, instead of just picking them up and dumping them off out into the wild and saying off you go, we'll actually release them to a private property first. So we do that so that they can be monitored. We don't want them to be stressed for the first few weeks. They need to be able to look after themselves. We want to make sure they're going to be really successful in the wild. So what we'll do is we'll actually do that soft release where we take them to the private property, monitor them, and then once we've decided, yep, they're going really, really good, we'll open the gates and then they can just come and go as they please. So it's really up to them how quickly they go, and we always make sure that they have actually turned on us before we do that. So if they, it can take longer than 2 years. Tessa down the back here, she's our oldest wombat here. She's about 3.5 years old now. She still hasn't turned. And, we're not going to drive her away unless she's, developed that normal behaviour. What's going on? Now these guys, they are burrowing animals. Hopefully you might have noticed she's got pretty nice big claws. That's for digging. And they spend a lot of the time underground. So they're normally nocturnal by nature, and they will not normally be out during the day like this. She's probably just interested in what I'm doing. That's why she's decided to come out today. But they don't like the heat at all. So once it gets above sort of 20, 22 degrees, they tend to sort of not be able to cope with the heat, and they'll actually stay underground where it's nice and cool. What is it? So I think that's why she's laying around a lot. She's actually quite warm. She's probably like, oh, have you got some food or something a bit more interesting? But I don't have anything.
And they're vegetarian?
Yes. So they're herbivores. They tend to eat a lot of, it's not around me. They tend to eat a lot of natural sort of fibrous grasses. That's their primary diet. What are you doing? So we give them some green grass just for a bit of extra sugar and moisture, but they primarily eat sort of really, really tough grasses, which we do provide to them so that they can learn that that's their normal food. But she also, as I said, she gets bottle fed as well, and she'll get carrots and stuff for a bit of extra treat. Are you good?
And is there normally just one per litter?
Yes, yeah. So the females, all wombats are typically solitary by nature. When they mate, females and males will come together, they'll mate, male will go, and then the female will have that baby after about 21 days. So it's really, really, really short gestation period, about 3 weeks. And when they're born, they're only about the size of a little jelly bean. So these guys are marsupials, which means they have a pouch. What they do, baby's born and it's only, jelly bean size, and then that baby actually has to crawl up into that pouch, and then it will hook onto a teat. The teat swells up in their mouth, and that's where they'll stay for the next stage of development. So it sort of takes about 4 to 6 months before they'll come out of that pouch. So they'll actually stay in that pouch to develop their fur, their eyesight, sense of smell, all those other things that normally for us happen in the womb, happens in the pouch for these guys. Is there any questions? Anything else you guys want to know?
How long can they live?
About 25 years. Well, between 20 and 30 years is pretty common, so 25-ish, yeah.
Living in nature? Living in their natural environment?
Absolutely, yeah. So typically you won't see a lot of old wombats in captivity. They don't tend to want to be in captivity after the